Hello and welcome to the next episode of Build Your Own Back to the Future Delorean, and we are back in my main space. I'm no longer away at work. I know that that video quality wasn't the best because of the lighting, but like I say, I wanted to get it out on time rather than miss out a couple of weeks. But yeah, it's all back now with the setup, and we are still looking at that back reactor plate and the parts that we put on it. And the part that we're building today, it is just one part, but it's got light up features and stuff like that. It is the reactor drum. So in issue 113, we get these parts here and the main body of the reactor drum, which is this black plastic part here. And the first thing we do is we get this tubing, this see-through tubing, which will project the light from the LED around it to light up this reactor drum. So we just bend it like that in the halfway mark of the tubing, and we find this little hole there. See a little hole there, and we just push the tubing up through that hole, maybe just a little bit smaller. There we go. So the tubing will come out, and you want the tubing to go around this seam here. So it needs to just sit very comfortably in that seam with these end parts being equal distance. So we've got a part attached to me. That'll come into play later. I wonder if this would be easier actually. Yes, okay, this might be easier if we attach the LED onto it first and then we can put it around the groove. And to attach the LED, you'll need this black tape here. So what we just need to do is peel off the back. Come on. There we go. Like that. And then we need to get the LED, pop the LED onto the tape there like that, and then get these two ends of the tubing. Make sure that they are level. And then push. Actually, the LED just goes back just a little bit further, making more room for these two pieces of tubing, which stick on really well actually, so that's good. That's good if I get them all lined up anyway. There we go. So you see, if I just zoom in, the LED is touching that tubing there. And then we just fold it around to secure it like that. So that's what it would look like when it is all folded around. And now that we know that this side here is equal, we can push this through as far as we can, probably till the paper catches. But yeah, that's more than enough then to feed this tubing into that seam. Let's put it down just a little bit. Like so. And it does sit in neatly, but it does have a tendency to pop up. But yeah, you get the idea. The tubing will sit in there. I'm a bit worried that there'll be a gap here, but I guess the bulb will be shining through there directly, so maybe that will make it more of a balanced light. Okay, so to secure all this tubing down, we just need to get this, oh, quite dirty. Let me just clean this. We need this see-through part here, which is now clean. Make sure we keep it as clean as possible and not get finger marks on it. It is going to prove to be quite difficult. I wonder if there's a way to keep this secure in. If I pull that down a bit. Okay. And then push that on there. Okay, there we go, like that. to secure that tube in, and then you flip it around and we'll just attach it with a BP screw there. BP screws, here they are, BP. And it goes like that. Brilliant, that is all secure. Alright, it's still a little loose. Just going to tighten it up a second. And when it's all done, it will look like this. Now you may notice that I have got some marks here in the center. They are glue marks. To make sure you don't tighten this part down too tightly, otherwise it will snap. And I've just had to resort to gluing it down, which is a little bit annoying, but it shouldn't affect the glow because the color will come from the tube rather than the center. So hopefully that's okay. You can see it's still a little loose while the glue sets. And then at the back here, you just tidy up all these wires by putting one of these wire connectors around there like that, so the bulb comes out, but it's all secure and it doesn't move around. Okay, so that is all we do in issue 113. Issue 114 is a lot of rinse and repeat. First of all, you get a new screwdriver, really tiny screw head there for these parts, which are very, very nicely detailed considering they're so small. And you see there's a hole on the bottom of each of them, and they are a lot of them, all of these here, and they will attach onto all of these holes here that look like rivets. They will just attach there and add detailing to this arc reactor drum. So I am going to do this off camera because this part is quite loose, and I also want to make sure that I do it right. I don't think we've ever seen CP screws before. They are so small. Maybe we have, I don't know, but just to make you aware that CP screws is what we're going to use to attach all of these parts onto the drum. And when it's all done and those parts are all attached, it will look like this. Now this is a gorgeously detailed part. I absolutely love it. It looks really bulky with all these parts on there, and it actually wasn't that hard to attach them all. You can see the rivets there. It wasn't that hard to attach them at all, which was awesome. Now that is the reactor drum all done. The final thing is to attach it on to the reactor plate, and what we do is we get this hole here and we just push the LED connector through that hole there, and you'll see that there is a peg just there on the back of the reactor drum, and that goes into that hole just there. So line that up, push that in, and everything else will form into place. Turn it over and we just attach the drum there with a couple of BP screws, and then we feed out this wire down this trench that we spoke about last time, and we've got another one of these. Oh, let's just move it up. Another one of these protectors that will just seal it off at the end there. So I'm just going to go ahead and do all that now. And there we go, that's all done, and the reactor drum is sitting nicely on the reactor plate there on the back of the DeLorean. And there's only one final thing to do really. Well, make sure that this wire does fit down the trench, but we'll worry about that more when we actually come to attach the reactor plate. The final thing to do is see all this lit up. So if I just go and attach the plate to the DeLorean now, I'm just plugging in the wires here, a little fiddly, but if we put the plate on as it will sit when it's all done and open the door and turn it on. Okay, wow, what an anticlimax that is. That does not glow bright at all. Flipping heck, it's exactly the same problem as with the blue bands of the flux capacitors. The time circuit bands even. Flux capacitors fine, because I've got a mod. I'm going to try turning off the lights here. So there's one down and there's another and there's another, and yeah, no. Well, okay, yeah, no, it is shining a little brighter with all the lights off, but it isn't still this big pool of light that I was expecting. At least it kind of goes all around the circle now. Yeah, and I guess it doesn't really matter for me in the way, because I am building a Back to the Future 2 DeLorean, so you won't be able to see the arc light anyway. And it's nice to know that I have it, I guess. But yeah, okay, a little anticlimactic, but nevertheless, a good looking piece, and I'm really enjoying building this reactor plate. There'll be more reactor plates in 2 weeks time, where we'll be adding more wires and parts to it, so I hope you will join me for that. Until then, have a great fortnight, take care, bye bye.